try not to get distracted. I'm in the wine loft at the Wine and Only with head sommelier Luvo Ntezo. Welcome, Luvo.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Chase.
What's in my glass? Can you just take me through a small process of how one should be tasting?
There isn't actually an orthodox way on how one gets to taste wine. It's how it appeals to you. But this is a Buchanan's Kloof Porcupine Ridge, slightly unoaked. Slightly oaked Shiraz. I'm not sure what the vintage is. But how we do it, first we've got to look at the color and be able to tell is it red or white. I think in this part you can, isn't it?
That can be difficult.
There we go. And then we look at the edge and the rim of the glass, and then we can tell by the color and its intensity if it's a full-bodied wine, a medium or light. And then over here it's even peppery at the edge right through there all the way down. So we can see maceration was more lengthier, the skin contact was very intense, and the oak extraction isn't that much because we can actually smell the berry structure there. It's quite a lot of black currants and cassis, but there isn't any smoke there. There isn't any wood or vanilla hints. That's how we do it. It's very basic actually. We just make it sound posh.
When do you get to taste? You've only just left it at the nose.
I pretty much focus on the color and the visibility of the wine, and I focus on the nose. That's about 95%. The palate is a confirmation, and obviously you check the tannins, you check the finish. Those are very, very minor things. They aren't that important when you work, but outside work, when I'm not having my suit, then I get sloshed on the stuff.
Luvo Ntezo, take us through who you are. Where did you come from? How come did you get to be the head sommelier at the One and Only?
I've always been associated with wine, I think, but now I'm in that phase where I try to get to be a different person. I was born in Cape Town 31 years ago. Now she knows my age. My mother was from Zambia. My father is South African, Xhosa man. So I'm not South African, I am African. I grew up in Cape Town. My first job was a grape picker at Steenberg Vineyards. And I worked as a pool porter, worked as a glass washer at the 12 Apostles, and I've become a sommelier. I worked in High Street, Kensington. I worked in Dorset. I worked in Victoria. And I came back again. I worked for the 12 Apostles. Here I am now, heading the wine team at the One and Only. Drinking, obviously.
A traveling man, it would seem.
Yeah.
The importance of the Cape Legends into Hotel Challenge is ultimately to upskill, to be or act as a support in the industry, obviously to your candidate wine steward. How important is this in our industry?
It's extremely important for when you get your skills tested. It broadens your horizons. I've participated in competitions before. Not that I went on to win as the best in the world, but I ended up being the fourth best. But then there's so much you learn that sort of broadens your skills and enhance your character in what you do, and it boosts your confidence because you interact with so many different people throughout the competition, and you get to learn so much more about your service and to become a principal authority in the field. Merci is participating in this competition, and we've been spending a lot of time together, and I've given her a hint, and it's something that I've always believed in, especially when it comes to competitions. And I said to her, winning isn't everything. Winning is the only thing. And Merci is going there to win. We don't settle for second best here. It's not by chance that we are the One and Only. And that's what we do every day, all the time.
I'd like to take this moment to introduce Merci. Come and join us, Merci. As you said, Merci is your candidate for 2014.
Merci is my candidate to represent the One and Only Resort, Cape Town, for the 2014 calendar year. And I'm very, very thrilled. I'm proud, and also very, very honored that I'm spending so much time with her about wine, of course.
Welcome, Merci. Just before I move towards talking about who you are and what you're about in terms of wine, one interesting notion that the head sommelier of the One and Only has, Luvo, is generally the fact that you can enjoy this career path and not necessarily have to interact or partake in the drinking of wine. Can you expand a little bit on this for us?
Well, it's a very important thing that, we love wine. Wine is who we are, and it's what we deal with every day. We taste it, we appreciate it, and we sell it. And the awareness there is that it's very important to have that precaution that you're dealing with an alcoholic beverage. It then, after a couple of glasses of consumption, affects your neurons, and your behavior then changes. And I like people to seamlessly be the same all the time and to be alert in whatever they do. Hence, we always focus on rather more the aesthetic analysis of wine, the passion, the love we have, rather than the actual getting sloshed into the thing.
Mercy, take us through your journey to wine.
Well, I first got exposed to wine at the one and only. Well, working next to Mr. Tinashe, you can imagine he has so much to teach, and I became interested in learning more. I always thought it's all about red and white, but it's not. There's so much to learn. There's so many different grapes, and it's an honor, And I have Luvo here to take me through, to always add on extra information, and I'm never tired of learning.
How difficult or how easy is it really to learn from one of the best in the industry?
Well, it's not so difficult. Luvo is so easygoing, but when it comes to studying, then he gets serious. I know he likes joking too much, but he does have a serious part of him as well.
Wonderful. Yeah. Now, for you, white or red?
White. I'm a white lady.
And if it's white, which white?
Chardonnay or Chenin Blanc?
Wooded, unwooded?
Wooded.
What would you pair that with? Your favorite Chardonnay, your favorite wooded Chardonnay? What would be the best dish to pair it with for you?
Well, for the white wines, for the Chenin and Chardonnay, I always like pairing them with fish dishes and salads mostly.
Why would you have selected Mercy to be your candidate wine steward for the 2014 leg of the race?
The first thing, and I said that to Mercy, and take me out as a sommelier and put me in as a dining guest at the one and only Noble. Now, I've got that young girl coming into me to give me the wine list and to recommend something. First of all, which is very, very important, is she looks good. Secondly, she's very presentable, which then are the vital, important things in our trade, that you've got to be very well presentable in order for you to attract trust from a diner. And thirdly, she's very eager and hungry to learn. And I like that. There's always room for her to learn 24/7. I'll be at home and I'll read a text that she's studying something about something in wine, and no matter how busy we are or she is, she always has time for wine, and I really appreciate that. It's that enthusiastic approach into learning that really melts my heart. So I am human at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Is this your first competition, Mercy?
Yes, it is. It is the first one.
What can we expect from you for this particular competition?
Well, as Luvo said, winning is everything. So he's preparing me, I'm preparing myself. Well, I'm taking it more of a challenge, I haven't gone to the wine academy to study about wine. It's all I've learned from my fellow sommeliers. So it's a challenge. I'm taking it as a challenge and as a learning experience.
And a warning to your fellow competitors?
Well, with Luvo behind me, watch out.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time, both Luvo and Mercy.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.